Darkest soul of others, as it's now time to kill the titans. Here we go. Oh yes, divvy up today. Hello and welcome to Snazzy Writing 90. I'm Snazzy and this is Snazzy's Important Stuff, where stuff is literally important. And today we're talking about the concept of coercive people. Coercive people are basically people that control people to their own specific needs. And they do this by getting them to do tasks that they want them to do. Doesn't matter how dangerous, illegal, it can be extremely lethal. And not just that, the way I look at it in general is that they can cause situations to the point the fact that they make you feel really good about yourself, loved and loved in return, and then the next minute they can do the complete opposite, get rid of you and basically make out a story. That's what these kind of people are. They're a bunch of fakers. Bunch of fakers who create a fiction. A fiction that was and always will be not real. Because last year, meaning during the beginning of last year, I used to date a faker. And I've known him since 2018. And he had problems, but the problems he had were made up. Made up to the point that the fact that they weren't real. Designed things to the point that he believed that they weren't what they say they were. And the way I look at that is the fact that people who say to me that this person can get any bloke, he can. He physically can. Because he's not being true to himself. He's an impulsive liar. He doesn't stop lying. He never stops lying. He cheats on people. And then to make matters worse, he creates things where he creates a fiction where that person becomes a liar. And so then that way he's in the clear. And when that happens, it's a difficult situation to get out of. Because you still believe at the time that that person cares for you. That person feels for you. But deep down, they're using you for disgusting, hideous purposes. Being treated like a piece of dirt on the ground. Dirt on the ground that basically is like mud. That's how I felt. Treated like mud. And I went through a massive pain, suffering, to the point that I thought I was going to break. And it was really difficult. Being able to be stuck with someone who controls what you do, when you do it, and what times and what hours. Having food thrown at you being whacked across the head, being physically insulted, being called a creep, being called many different things that people think it's fine, because it ain't. When people think people like me who have multiple issues don't have feelings, we do. It affects us more, and 10 times more than you could possibly imagine, because I physically believe that everybody has the right to feel, the right to feel, the right to understand. And when people look at how that person decides to come to a location with Domino's Pizza and be, oh, I want this, I want that, and everything else. It worked. He made it believable. And as much as of anything that could be possibly possible, the worst thing imaginable happened. I got to the point where I felt trapped. Felt trapped to the point where I had nowhere to go, nowhere to run, nowhere to turn to. And inevitably I destroyed myself. People wonder why that I'm what I am now, because other people didn't see the happiness in me that I once was. And although there have been people around that time that were trying to be supportive, they all believed him over me. They believed that it was real, that he was saying that he was being truthful, but he weren't being truthful. He was lying. And my advice for you today is quite simply, if you believe the fact that what they're telling is something that they're leading you on with, then you know for a fact it's not real. Believe in yourself. Believe in the possibility that happiness is possible. Knowing the fact that you can be who you are and how you are. And the nature of yourself is most important. So, as I'm going to leave you off today with a simple note, if you ever go and date someone, and if you ever find yourself in a situation, don't ever think of moving in with that person without knowing who they truly are before you even considered doing so. Because it was the most painful time I've had to endure. And of course is the reason why it is the way it is now. So I hope you enjoyed the show, and I'm sure you will enjoy plenty more of the shows. Upcoming will be the year in review, where I'll be talking about all different things to do with last year and how the views that I could have said last year never said. So this is the perfect opportunity to give you the insight for last year's what I thought. And I'm going to basically do, and then from that point will be the next after that will be top topics, which will be going forward from that. So I hope you enjoyed the show. I'm Snazzy, this is Snazzy Variety 90, variety given with a smile. Until next time, this is me Snazzy signing off. Goodbye for now. Ting ting. Peace out.